which is I learned sex from porn. I learned sex from porn. I know it's a big switch. We was talking about health. Now we talking about sex and porn, but we got to get a little bit ratchet. I thought we was losing shine over there, so I had to spice it up. Here we go, man.
Also learned
All for it.
sex from porn at 10 years old. 10 years old. So by the time that I had sex for the first time when I was 14, it was very much like a porn performance, to put it very simply. And I speak to so many people, men and women, about this very specific thing. A lot of us learn that we should perform, that sex should be driven by orgasm and ejaculation and this sort of production, if you will, which is not actually accurate for most people when it comes to what really actually feels pleasurable, especially for women. So I started to realize when I got sober that every time that I was having sex, for example, I faked every single orgasm. I didn't know much about my body because I'd learned from porn. And because the men that I was with had also learned from porn, we were just in a performance and no one's actually talking about it, right? So in times when I was in relationships and I made myself think, I don't want to have sex. I don't want to have sex anymore. It actually was not that. I didn't want to have this type of pornified sex. That's what I actually meant.
Huh. Pornified sex. Let's go ahead and dive into it, man. I learned sex from porn. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go to you first, Purple Pill. What do you think about that video, man?
Yeah, that one is pretty wild, man. I gotta say, she's definitely under a certain age because when I was 10, I'm 32. When I was 10 years old, the only way I would have saw porn was like if I found a VHS or something, or maybe a Playboy magazine. I don't even think I was watching it on like I think the first time I saw a boob was on HBO.
What?
They would have the HBO specials like that they would always show. So and I was probably 11, 12, or 13 around that time. So this girl's probably young. She probably saw it from the internet like a lot of people see it now. Anybody under 25, 26 for sure is seeing porn at around that age. And this is what I talk about all the time on the show. Women can become traumatized very easily. And I think that's traumatizing. I've heard from other girls anecdotally of them seeing porn for the first time at a young age and it causing a huge issue for them, causing them to see sex completely different. Orgasm, just like what that girl's saying. I think that will mess up a girl's sex life for the rest of her life. She was sitting there saying that guys are performing. The guys aren't performing. The guys just don't care and they're just trying to get their nut off. Like it doesn't matter. She's the one who thinks that everybody's like she's the one who's performing all the time. It definitely probably wasn't the guys at all. Um, that's something that's a big her issue. And any young girl that starts watching porn too early. I can't imagine learning from porn like that. I definitely think that women um, see sex more emotionally because they're more emotional creatures. So I think that them watching porn about something sexual at a young age, it really damages them. I know it sounds messed up, but that's just the way I see it.
All right, so Purple Pill say he's not performing. Okay. Think in the basement. What are your thoughts about it, sir? I learned sex from porn.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I did. I did. I learned how to eat ass from porn. I learned how to eat pussy from porn. Uh, yeah, yeah. I frequent the adult novelty stores on the corner in the downtown in the back alleys and all that good shit. Yeah, I was that guy. Um, but as far as for a woman, yeah, I'm sure that could be very traumatic for them. For me, it wasn't no big deal. It was just something like what I guess Purple say he first seen his first nipple shot on what you said HBO or something. You said, yeah, I remember. I don't know if y'all certain age. I remember seeing the movies Porky's. I don't know if y'all remember that movie. I'm old as hell. I can admit that. And that was the first time I seen
They had like 2 sequels to that joint too, right? Porky's, yeah, I remember Porky's.
Porky's Revenge. Yeah, yeah. I seen them peeping in the shower when they and that I guess the PE teacher, the female PE teacher, caught them peeping in the shower. They poked a hole through the I guess one of the I don't know what the faucet or something.
What?
And so my first time being exposed to the female body was that, and then it got into other stuff. But do I believe most people probably learn? Yeah, they probably do learn from porn. I'm sure they probably learn from hearing stories from older family members or cousins or like that. But mainly, I think it was some type of porn. It might have been them soft porn nights on Friday watching Cinemax, or seeing the going into the gas station stores when you seen the Penthouse and the Playboy magazines wrapped up in that brown paper, or the plastic with the black going around the front. I mean, I know I'm telling on myself, but I don't care. I'm just being honest. So yeah, that was my experience.
There's some freaky mother. Go ahead, Sean.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to traumatize the panel. My bad, JR.
Man, bro. First off, she bugging. Man, we not faking nothing. We trying to, you know what I'm saying, stick and move. Especially at a certain age, bro. You trying to stick and move. Ain't no teenage boys out here faking nothing. All we faked was us being in a relationship or us loving you. That's it. We ain't faking no orgasms at that age, bro. We trying to get up out of that. The other thing is, I think I learned sex from a combination of places. Part of it was my uncles. You know what I'm saying? My uncles were, you know what I'm saying, very, very ratchet, OG, you know what I'm saying? I remember my one uncle, shout out to my Uncle Odie, who we just had his funeral a couple of days ago. I distinctly remember this man in third grade. He said, first off, he liked his women light, bright, and almost white, and he wanted them to suck him nut, butt, balls, and all.
What?
I didn't know what that meant at the time, but that was his saying. You know what I'm saying? So my uncles, you know what I'm saying, they had the VCR tapes. You feel me? And you could, when they left out to sell their weed, you could go in their room, put on that VCR. You could see a little something. We ain't had no cable or nothing like that, but y'all know how it goes. We all a certain age. When you turn to a channel and you really ain't got that channel, but through the squiggly lines you can kind of see some nipples and shit like that. Y'all may not remember that. Y'all might have had cable, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And so aside from that, bro, shit, trial and error, all trial and error. So I don't know what she talking about. She lives in an alternative universe from us. I wasn't faking shit, bro.
All right. Go ahead, Luis.
Yeah, I wrote some things down. The level of access that kids have nowadays is astonishing. At least it was difficult to get access to the VHS, or you had to go into the store and there was somebody that was gatekeeping from you to going in. But now it's it's like at the finger of your tips. It's like Uber Eats or DoorDash, and a lot of this has a huge impact on young people's brains and young people's cognitive understanding of what they're watching, what they're experiencing, what they're really actually going through. We can't really expect young people to kind of understand what they're going through and them to be able to communicate their interests, sort of like the example that the woman just gave in the video. You know what I'm saying? She got to a point where she was like, I don't want to have sex, but what she was trying to communicate, I don't want to have a particular type of sex that it was, seemed a little bit ambiguous in terms of consent. It seemed a little bit rough, a little bit devoid of pleasure or of passion, right? I think it was just get down to it without the sort of the workup, the sort of the foreplay. And it's no surprise that even those people who have gone through those types of experience, that they still can't even communicate that even as adult in their mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s. You know what I'm saying? Can have a full transparent conversation about what they like, what they enjoy, and how they want to experience that. People are not really having honest conversations, especially about sex prior to sex, because we don't understand where certain people have been through in terms of trauma, in terms of, their understanding of themselves or their bodies and stuff like that. This is why grape culture has skyrocketed, because unfortunately, there's a lot of people that have blurred the understanding between consent and that sort of theatric performance, like it was illustrated in the video, right? So, those examples right there kind of give a little bit credence and a little bit insight of like what's really going on behind the scenes, because I've always said this before. A lot of people are very picky about the places that they go and eat and the food that they eat, more so than the people that they pick to lay down with and have an honest, transparent conversation about the deepest, darkest desire of what they expect out of a sexual encounter. A lot of people haven't built up that confidence to talk about it with somebody else and be that level of vulnerability, right? So it just shows you that people are not really having understanding, really having conversations to understand one another rather than just to kind of get the act over with. There you.